Welcome back, operator.
Oh, we do have something to talk about right away. Okay. So when you log in every day, this will depend on when your account was created. Like when you first got into it, that's when the time will reset. So if you did it at like 2 a.m. or something, then it's gonna be a bad time for you. But basically, every 24 hours, there's a new reward for you to collect. It varies. It could be resources. It could be like weapons. It could be limited edition things, like right there. You know, anything like that. During like milestones, you get some like unique stuff, and then you have to like choose which one that you want. So, if you're not going to do anything, at least claim these to keep the thing going, basically, because you get some really awesome shit in the future. So, yeah, just want to mention that real quick. And that's the first thing we have to talk about. Okay, so I think this just unlocks for everyone at this point. It should. This is going to be your market, okay? I'm going to walk you through everything so you're not confused. You don't do something you shouldn't, okay? So, this little round currency here, we talked about that last episode. That is called platinum. That is what your real world currency is going to be. You can get this from spending your hard-earned money or by trading with people. We're going to be doing everything for free for these videos, so we're going to be spending a lot of time trading because you can start earning platinum on Mars, essentially. Technically sooner if you wanted to, but it's going to take you longer. So up here, on the featured section here, this is where you can check out every single category that exists. These ones here, this is all premium stuff. This is how you get your platinum and whatnot. So they have bundles, they have companions, equipment, which counts for like boosters, you know, colors and all that stuff. You're going to be spending most of your time in that section, as well as weapons. So you can get blueprints for weapons, or you can buy them outright. I will explain how to get to that. And then also Warframes. You can check out all the Warframes, animations, stuff like that. Literally everything you can think of. As well as mechs, but we don't. We won't worry about that right now. So because it is Halloween, as well as Cancer Awareness Month, you can hop into these categories and claim some stuff for basically free. 1 credit is basically free. Okay, by definition, that's not free. But it's 1, that's like the equivalent of like 1 cent. You know, if you get mad at 1 fucking cent, then I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. But claim these in the month of October. These should come around every year. You know, the developers, as well as the community, is just really big on cancer awareness, raising research for cancer and stuff like that. I probably should do dedicated videos for that during October, but I'm gonna wait until I actually have proper setup to do stuff like that. So next October, we probably will be participating in raising money for cancer research, specifically breast cancer, I suppose, but every cancer is important to do research on. Breast cancer is a big one, don't get me wrong, but you know, every cancer is cancer, so. But yeah, you can claim those during October, as well as this, but again, that costs real money. And then, because it's also close to Halloween, you can go to this little seasonal section. Depending on when you're watching this, this will be different for you, but this is also where you can claim some free items here. If you just scroll down a little bit, you get the Halloween color palette, which I don't know if you're going to be customizing your stuff as much as everyone else does, but the more colors, the better. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? You may not even like be creative at first, but the more colors, the better. You can also pick up this pumpkin mask. I personally don't ever use it, but you can pick that up as well. And I think that is it for free Halloween goodies. But I'm going to check real quick just to see. Yeah, that's everything for Halloween stuff. So let's just go through the categories real quick. The featured section is going to have a for new section. So This should be the same for relatively everyone. The Warframe might switch out here and there, but the rest of these are relatively the same. You can press your go into all button, and this will show you everything that is available. Why is Wisp up here? I don't know. And then you have this as well. It's less than $2 to get this. Absolutely worth it. You get the weapon called the Redeemer, which is like a shotgun blade. You get High Noon, which I think is a mod. I could be wrong. An Affinity Booster for 3 days, which is your XP. And then you get a Sedana and a Sagatra. I don't know what to call that. That's the little crown thing that you can wear on the top of your head. The popular section is everything that's popular at the moment. This will change periodically over time. So, you know, check it out if you want to spend some money on what other people are spending money on. You have the new section, which will usually be whatever's popular whenever new stuff does come out. And then you have Ten-O-Gen. This is going to be different depending on what system you're on. Because for people on PC, they get to do stuff on Steam. For everyone on console, not the same. You have to pay with Platinum. On Steam, you pay with just real money, just outright, like $5.99 per outfit or whatever. But these are player-made outfits that the developers added into the game. So, if you want to support, you know, players, their creativity, this is what Ten-O-Gen is. Different for console and PC though, so just keep that in mind. And then again, you have your community event section if there's an event going on, as well as your seasonal. And then you have your premium selection of stuff going on. Right now, that'll be the Valkyr Heirlooms collection. And then you have a sales section. I personally wouldn't really worry about that too much. I mean, if you see something you like, pick it up, I guess. But you know, if there's like a booster or something in here, pick it up. And then you have just a list of if you want to pay the most and get the most type of thing going on. And then you have your Warframe section. This is going to show you all the Warframes available in the game right now. So check them out, see which one you want to work for. And then now's a good time to mention filters. So you can filter with hide all out. I recommend keeping this on just forever. You have your hide mastered items. So when you get your weapons and Warframes up to max level, they won't pop up anymore because technically you don't really have to use it after that if you don't want to. So I recommend keeping that on as well. And then you have hide items without blueprints. Don't turn that on because you're gonna get real fucking confused on what's happening. Because these all cost credits for blueprints, or you can buy it outright for platinum, right? So as you can see here, right, this is your premium currency, and then this is for free. I'll tell you if it doesn't. I think every single Warframe has a blueprint. I'm trying to think of one that like maybe wouldn't have a blueprint, but I'm pretty damn sure they all do. Oh, and it tells you where you can get them. And the pods. Wait, hold on. Wait, whoa. Wait, hold on. Actually? Oh, dude, it tells you where you can get the parts from. I had no idea they changed that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Now you can really plan who you want to use. That's sick. Epic. Okay. God, that makes my life so much easier. Okay, cool. You have your weapons section. You can filter with primary, secondary, melee, and so on and so forth. And again, these will have blueprints as well. If you can't purchase it, it'll tell you where to get it, essentially. So if you don't see this blueprint option there, it'll tell you where to get it. So basically, there's always a way to get things for free if you don't want to pay for them. So just keep that in mind, you know. You're going to want to use everything at some point anyways, if you plan to, like, you know, go for completion status, essentially. So check them out. Some of them will be mastery locked based on your level, just so you know. That's basically telling you this is too good for the point you'll probably be at if you're doing things the way they intend you to do it. But this is everything from like a level 1 perspective that you can pick up. And some of these don't even have blueprints. Like the MK1 weapons, these are just weapons outright. So you don't actually have to build your MK1 weapons. But something like this is a blueprint. So, yeah. Then you have your equipment. This is going to be like boosters, items, and stuff like that. You really only want to focus on boosters. You know, usually resource boosters tend to be the go-to, as well as credit boosters. When you're planning to do, like, if you want a free-to-play account and you don't want to spend any real-life money, you're going to need credit boosters, okay? Like, just straight up, you're going to need so many of those, but they only cost 40, so it's worth it in the end. But yeah, you can't trade without having credits to trade with. And then you can also get like buzzers and stuff for your ship. You know, all that good stuff. You can also get mods in there as well. I don't recommend it. Aside from this one, I recommend getting this one at some point. Because whoever gifted me that on my 100% account, that we'll get back to at some point, thank God for you, man. Honestly, you're a lifesaver. It's crazy. But yeah, don't worry about anything else in there too much. Then slots are what we're also going to talk about as well. So this is where these sort of you have to spend money kind of mentality comes in. So I'm going to show this real quick. If you go into your equipment and then you go into inventory, this will show you everything that you currently own and everything that's new and whatnot. And as you can see, for Warframes, you're only allowed to have 3 at the beginning. And what that means is you're going to have to buy more slots if you want more Warframes, essentially, right? Same goes for weapons and companions, as well as vehicles and mech suits. So just be aware that you're going to need to get a shit ton of these. Don't spend your money until you need it, realistically, but just do keep that in mind. I find the weapons you only really need like 1. I'll go into that in the future, but just do be aware of that. You're going to need to get those. A lot of them. So that's where you find those. And then you have your companion section. So these are the companions you can get, and it should work the same, where it's just a blueprint. And then you can make it, basically. The one you should get first would be Helios, but you can actually buy him. You have to do it in the clan dojo, I believe, which we will get to in the future. It doesn't actually tell you where to get these, so those will have dedicated videos for those, but Helios is the first one you're going to want, because it scans things for you. So you don't have to scan things anymore. Which is a blessing in disguise, honestly. And then you get this one in the future for free. So yeah, check these out. You're gonna want them at some point. Just don't worry about it too much at the beginning. And then you can also get like accessories for your dogs and cats as well as color palettes for them. But we don't know what those are yet, so don't worry about it. And then of course you have your bundles section, which will just give you bundles for different things. So like, you know, your companions, your warframes, even just like art pieces, like glyphs that the community has made and stuff like that. So yeah, check it out. If you like to customize everything, this is the place to go. You can also get color packs as well. So yeah, check those out. And then you have Tenogen section, which again, these are player-made creations if you want to support the fan base and their creativity. These are all made by people like you. Isn't that crazy? I could never. I don't have to do shit like that. Then you have your premium bundles. This is for people that love to spend money. There's also a starter pack available as well. You can get this weapon, as well as 100 platinum and a weapon mod. This gun's pretty overpowered, to be honest. You'll feel like everything is too easy until like mid-game if you get that. So, up to you if you want it. But it will make your life a little too easy. But yeah, this is the premium stuff if you want to spend the most to get the most. Sometimes these go up to like hundreds of... Look at that, like $180 fucking for the whole thing. But you can get all of that for free, essentially. So you don't actually have to spend the money. That's just there if you want to.
Might want to refine any relics you get.
And then there's the Prime Resurgence section. We don't really need to know about this right now, but just know some things are free. This stuff, where it has this little coin, that's not free. You have to spend actual money on that. I don't believe you can get that for free just ever. There's like no way around that. So this is like the actual premium stuff, but this is things that have like existed but you can't get. So throughout the, I think it's 2 months or 2 to 3 months, the stuff will cycle out for new stuff. And then once these are gone, you can't get them again, basically. So get them while you can. Just know you do have to spend money for the ones with coins. There's no way around that. But all the prime, all the fucking prime warframes, you can get those from the relics, as well as weapons you can get from relics. And then all like the customizable pieces, you cannot get those for free, unless it's listed as one. Like this one's free, but this one's not. So
save your shot until you're sure of your target.
We'll get there when we get there. And then you have your platinum section. If you buy this, you'll like never have to buy anything ever again, to be honest, but usually 75 is like a good range. This is like the better one to get usually. So you get some boosters and stuff on top of whatever you're trying to get. Just $10 plus taxes, of course. They will have sales for these when you log in. I find when you take a break from the game for like a month, they just kind of give you a discount when you log in, I find. I don't know if anyone else has really caught on to that, but they seem to want you to spend more money after you've just come back after like a long break. So just to be aware of that, save your money until there is a discount. And that is everything for the market. Nothing else I can really talk about. They do have a wish list section. So if you go into, let's say you really want this, you can click this little add to wish list option. So you can take note of everything you do want to get in the future and just click that. The thing I recommend doing with that feature is going into your equipment and where the boosters are. I recommend just going to like your 3-day boosters and just clicking those and adding those to your wish list, just so they're like just there for easy purchases, basically. Because after you purchase it, I believe it still stays there. So if you add your 3-day boosters, you can just go to featured and wish list, and it'll just be there. That's what I personally recommend doing if you want to do the free-to-play style. But if you're someone that does want to spend actual money, you can just add whatever you want to your wish list. Aside from bundles, I guess. But yeah. Oh, as well as slots, I do recommend setting those to your wish list as well. You don't need all of them, just your weapons and warframes, basically, but I just like to add everything anyways, because I like to do too much. This isn't even going to be my 100% account, but we might get fucking close if I'm teaching people how to do everything. Don't worry about that one, actually. Don't worry about Raven mods. You don't have to worry about that for a while. But yeah, your weapons and your warframes, these two, I just recommend having those wish listed as well. Because again, you can go up to here, into wish list, and it'll just be there. So you don't have to worry about finding it, remembering where shit is, all that good stuff. And you can also redeem codes You can usually find these on their websites or social media posts. There's also like a list of like free glyphs you can get for like YouTubers and stuff if you want to like look that up on Google. I may or may not make an entire video just on that. Someone already has, but I could maybe do that because usually those codes still work to this day. So yeah, that is the market section of things. Alright, and once we're done checking out the market and seeing what kind of goodies we can get, it's time to just do another mission. Again, I'm not going to walk you through how to do a regular mission, so just make sure, you know, you're killing enemies, looting around, collecting crates, stuff like that. And yeah, just kind of master your movement, if anything, and just kind of feel for the vibes, you know? Learn what works for you, learn what doesn't. Look around, explore around, and yeah, not much I can really recommend you do for that. So, oh damn, whoops. Okay, God, that was not good timing. So once you are done running through some missions, it's time to get ready to take down the captain. I do recommend having the automatic rifle if you don't already have that. Because if you picked that up at the beginning, you would have had this already. Well, you'd have the Mark 1 version actually, but I think everyone should have this as well. I do recommend just having that ready if you chose the bow as your primary. That's really all I can say about that. Not much else to say about it. Yeah, your first boss fight. Hell yeah. And this should...
Foolish Tenno, do you... Your notice has sent you to die. Shamed me for the last time. Cover me! Let us see how you dance, Tenno. Went to sleep in a system of Grenier slaves. You wake to Grenier warriors. No! This is not over, Tenno! I will have your corpse for my queens!
Tenno, the Ascaris bolt. It seems to have gone inert the moment Vor vanished. You have defended Earth from a dangerous threat. Well done. Head to extraction.
Target down. Assassination contract complete. Great work, Tenno.
You seek rewards, Hunter?
Vor was just a part of the Grineer machine, and we have seen that the Corpus have begun amassing weapons of their own. It is a dangerous time.
Ordis will gladly assist the operator in cutting a bloody path in whatever mission they choose.
We will be at your side. There will be others too. It is time for the Tenno to return. So, what mission will you do next?
All right. And with that, that should be the first part of the tutorial done. The teacher is the second part, which just got introduced, which does save me a little bit of time of explaining some things, but I'm probably going to explain them anyways. You're almost done. The gates are almost open. Just one more lesson to go through, and then I think that's it for the basics. Maybe.
Do you even remember the old war? Well, you wouldn't anyway. She made sure all the Tenno forgot. A mercy, I suppose. Finally. You have rested too long. Get up. Now. I have disabled your Warframe's abilities. Orokin tricks won't help you now. Pick up that weapon.
Good. When you are ready, find Teshin.
Alright, let me just give a quick rundown of what is happening here. Now that the menu is different, it looks kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not used to it looking like this. Anyway, so this is your mod section. Modification station, if you will. You pick up these little card things as you're like killing enemies and looting around. And these are the mods that you can get. You can get mods for your Warframe, your primary, secondary, and melee weapons. There's also stances for melee weapons, which is what this is. It'll give you different movements, different combos, and stuff like that. The only thing you really need to know is, one, try and have one of everything. You know, don't get rid of all of the same one, because you can dissolve duplicates, as you saw there, into the currency known as Endo, which is the only way you can upgrade mods. And you can see these little dots at the bottom of the mod there. I don't know if they have a name or not, but that is how many times you can upgrade the mod. So this would be max rank, and the only thing you really need to know about that is, let me just get rid of this real quick, is at the beginning, it starts off cheap, and then the higher up you go, the higher the requirements are. So if you want a full 10 stack on a mod, it's going to cost you a lot, okay? So don't try and max out absolutely everything all at once, because you'll just run out of money in Endo basically immediately every single time you try to do that. So just slowly but surely kind of just level these up as you see fit. The stances, you can level those up all the way, just accesses more combos for you to use. And then, again, you should have learned this from the tutorial, but you come into your arsenal, and oh, you actually get this gun for free. Cool, okay. And this is where you will add your mods into here. So you just see them down here. There's going to be 3 different polarities, unless they got rid of the Y, but I don't think they did. Did they? Hold on, let me fact check myself here. You're not going to tell me. Okay, so there should be 3 different type of polarities, because I could check down here. No? Okay, whatever. We'll talk about that after, I guess. So basically, the top right of your mod there, I can't actually move to it, but at the top right there, there's a little 7 with a dash on it. That basically means it's going to take 7 of your capacity, which is up here. We have 32 on this weapon. And then, if you add this normally, it'll take the full 7. If you match this up with the green sections with the same symbol, it'll half it. So instead of 7, it will do 4. And then if you put it into a wrong spot, it'll basically like double it, essentially. And I won't go into this until we have more mods to talk about, but there is elemental stuff you can add. So if you take lighting and electricity, that makes magnetic, and then you can read what that does here. I'm not going to go into all of that right now until I have all of them. I just want to explain the basics of modding at the moment, which is what the tutorial is doing for you anyways. And I think they actually block mods dropping up to this point, so you don't actually have any other ones. But you do get a free gun, which is cool, I guess. I know this gun is really going to be any good, but I ate something. So, yeah, that's how mods work. Just make sure you're not getting rid of all your duplicates. That is something to just keep fucking aware of, okay? People are going to mess that up sometimes and just delete everything. So, try not to do that. There's also a tutorial section down here as well. It's actually broken. So if you come over to your codex over here and you go to training, this is where the upgrades and mods section will be. So just kind of, you know, read through this. They'll explain everything to you that you need to know in a little more detail. I won't even mention scanners right now yet. But yeah, so polarity and the drain at the top, the rarity, as well as just the color of it, should basically tell you the rarity anyway, so don't worry about those dots at the top. Then your name, what it actually upgrades, and what weapon it goes on to, and then it shows you what level it is, basically, and you can read all of that over here as well. I'll go more in depth when we do a modding specific video. And yeah, just kind of go through this, catch up with everything. This won't tell you about elementals at the moment, but just kind of learn that, because that is how you're going to do more damage. You're going to survive longer. You know, that is kind of just what you want to know about, because it'll make going through everything super easy. I will mention though that if you're upgrading like the best things you have as often as possible, most of the game will feel way too easy for you. So kind of, you know, choose your poison there. You know, you can either upgrade everything as fast as possible to be overpowered as hell, or you can upgrade things over time, bit by bit. You know, once you start struggling with enemies, you know, like if you notice they're just taking a lot of bullets, then you can upgrade a little bit more or get a new weapon, stuff like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're upgrading everything super quickly, everything will just cut through like butter, and some people don't like that. They get discouraged by that. It does get harder towards the end game, but that will make the vast majority of the game very easy for you. Oh, and the update screen is there as well. I won't mention that right now. And yeah, we're just gonna continue the rest of this mission here, because I don't actually know what else is gonna talk.
It was necessary. I concede that now. Will you tell them the truth of the matter?
In time, there are difficult conversations ahead. They will need a mentor.
You trust me to do this?
If you trust me to be their Lotus.
It is not my choice. It is theirs. Tenno, You have learned much in a short period, but your work has barely started. I have word from Venus. The people of Fortuna suffer under a corrupt, despotic preacher named Nef-Anyo. They require a champion capable of fighting Corpus. Use the blockades. When you get to Fortuna, find a gentleman who goes by the moniker The Business. He is trustworthy. Your Lotus has graciously offered me residence in the relay. Come see me when you wish to learn more.
That for the next video, I think. Actually, once you're done those two quests, you should have the option to level up, or rather rank up with your mastery, which we talked about in the whenever it pops up. It's just going to give you like a little basic test to do to test your capabilities, and then your level will go up. So I'll go ahead and show that how that works.
A Tenno must be a master of all their weapons. Prove yourself with your primary weapon.
So it's going to give you a random challenge to do. Obviously, they'll get harder as time goes on. I believe there's 30 of them. There might be more. I'm not entirely sure.
Excellent. Continue.
Because once you're 30, it's like there's nothing really higher than that. Well, there is a different rank after that, but basically each time you rank up, you'll get a another. How do I say this? When your weapon's level 0, it'll have like the default
I believe
capacity
you can handle more.
for it. So the more you level up your mastery, the easier it'll be to basically mod low-level weapons so you can use them easier, as well as like void storage and stuff like that. But we don't have to worry about that right now. Just basically worry about knowing that this exists. That's really all I gotta say about it. And just make sure you're doing them anytime it pops up. And I believe there's no penalty if you mess it up now, so you don't have to wait 24 hours anymore.
A formidable performance. This test is now complete. Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Just make sure you're doing that as often as possible. That is like your progression, essentially.
Ordis has received messages for the operator.
And then you also get a
I have not read them.
little sculpture, I guess you could call it, of your current achievements. And that can be found right there. This is a good time to talk about decorating with your ship. So, when you have an item, you can place it almost wherever you want. There's some weird stuff that happens. So this is just the normal mode. You can make it bigger, make it smaller, and you can rotate it. Very simple stuff. But if you press the button it tells you to, you can load up this other bigger menu. You can rotate it in different ways by pressing the button combinations. And you can also take off surface snapping, so it won't just go at angles you don't want it to, so you can like hang it up on the walls. And then you probably want it facing the camera, but I don't actually know what that option does, unless it's when you place it faces the camera. I don't know. I keep that off. And grid snapping and stuff like that. So you can kind of mess around with that, you know, decide what you want to. I like to put mine on my little wall here for some reason because I'm weird like that. Where else should I put these? Maybe up here? I feel like I put them all the way down here, right? You can put them wherever you want to. You're gonna have a lot of these. I don't know. I like to have them just kind of everywhere. Because I'm weird like that, I guess. I don't know. Spices up the place a little bit. But yeah. And then when you place it, if you're like, oh, I don't like the position of it, you just pick
did
it
you
back
hear
up.
that? It
And
said
then move it again. So,
cosmic background
stuff.
radiation is a riot.
cool stuff. Games, because they're fun or whatever. I did as a kid before I started making content. But now that I do make content for 12 years, I can't wrap my head around just, like, enjoying my time. Just peacefully, you know? Maybe I'm weird for that, I don't know, but... feels like whenever I try to do it when it's just me, it's just kind of like a waste of time, you know? But when it's for content, you know, like, there's a purpose behind it. You know, I'm planning things ahead of time. And whatnot. I'm trying to make series, all that stuff. Anyway, I'm fucking yapping way too much. I'm gonna just stop talking and thank you for hanging out. Love y'all.